It took me so long to record this that it's now closer to 11 months on testosterone, but it took me a while to find time to record this, okay? Oh, my voice is deeper. My name is Cal, and this is my voice 10 months on testosterone. I started testosterone August 7th of last year, and it is now June 22nd, beginning of summer of 2026. And I'm here with update video that I promised. It's taken me so long to record. This is gonna be kind of a combination of how my hysterectomy went, how it was post-surgery, and then how starting testosterone went and the changes I've experienced since starting. I feel like I'm self-aware of my voice right now. I don't usually notice my voice when I'm speaking, but right now it feels lower than usual. I did just wake up, so that could be it. My wall has changed a little bit. I got some people telling me they love my wall, so maybe I'll do a wall tour. But this is what it looks like right now. First, I want to say thank you for watching my first video. Those of you who did. I know it was long. I really do appreciate those who watched it. When I was watching videos like this, I wasn't out yet, and so I was so afraid to like and comment because I thought people would find out that I liked and commented on these videos and would find out that I'm trans. So I know the people who need it most aren't going to interact with these videos. They're just gonna watch, and that's okay because I was the same way, and I know it's scary. A lot of the feedback I got was either through DMs or phone calls or like through my mom. My mom was able to share my first video with her friends, and they had a lot to say. They really liked it. So if you're watching it, friends of my mom, hi, thank you for watching my videos. I'm glad I can help you understand more of what's going on. Oh, I also received a letter. One of my biggest fans wrote me a letter. It's my grandma. Mima, thank you for writing a letter to me, thanking me for making a video. It was very sweet. Okay, let's get into it because I don't want this video to be as long as the last one. So starting with the hysterectomy, how was the surgery? First of all, surgery went great. I'm so happy I got it. If you want to hear about why I needed a hysterectomy, go watch my last video and I'll explain everything there in great detail. Yeah, it was very easy process. I got my hysterectomy on November 11th of last year. I came out of it smiling. Part of it was I was still loopy from the anesthesia, I'm sure, but I was very happy that I was able to get a hysterectomy. Yeah, the first couple weeks, like the first 10 days or so, were pretty rough. My mom flew out here and spent the first week with me so she could take care of me, and that was so helpful. Like, it was hard to like move. It was hard to go to the bathroom. It was hard to sit up. It was hard to get dressed. So definitely having someone with you who can take care of you and like help you with those things is awesome. I needed to take medication every like 5 hours or something. So I did have to get up at like 5 in the morning or 3 in the morning or whatever and like set those timers and be on top of those medications. So that's super important as well. I was able to climb stairs. I was able to take a shower. It was just, if I dropped anything on the floor, if I needed to pick up something that was heavier than usual, if I needed to like do my laundry, or literally like, it's the things that you don't expect until you're having to need help, basically. I did get a little stir crazy, wanting to, you know, do my usual things, but after the first, I want to say, couple weeks, everything was pretty much back to normal. I went to my post-op appointment and everything was great. The stitches looked great. I have 3 scars on my lower stomach, or I guess I should call it my abdomen. I don't know. I have 3 scars, very, very, very tiny. They're almost like I don't even notice them anymore. And they also went in through my belly button, so there were stitches in there as well. I did have to wear a like sort of compression binder around my stomach to just sort of help function without putting too much stress in that area. That was kind of annoying to wear since getting my hysterectomy. It's hard to record those changes because I'm also recording the changes that I'm experiencing on testosterone. So it's like I get hot flashes, but that could be from either one, right? It's things like that where I'm like, is this from menopause? Is this from starting hormones? Is it both? And also it changes for every person. Everyone's body's gonna react differently to these things, so. Hard to say what is what, but my roommate is freezing in this apartment because I keep it so cold now. It feels hot to me right now, like it feels warm. And I used to be very cold all the time, so I know that's different. When people come over, they're like, oh, you keep it so cool in here, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Definitely at work, I had to take more breaks than usual to cool off from hot flashes, or I'm drinking a lot more water than usual. I'm so sweaty all the time. I mean, I'll get into it, but yeah. Okay, so I made sure to write down the first changes that I noticed when I started testosterone because that was so important for me to know when I was researching. The first thing I noticed was I smell different, like way different. Now I don't notice it as much, I guess, but at the time, okay, so everyone thinks like, okay, body odor, right? You're becoming a man. Yes, the body odor is different. It's like a sweeter smell, I want to say. It's like stronger. It's hard to describe smells, I guess. I just have to break the ice. I just have to go into it. My pee smells different. My pee smelled different the first like week, I want to say the first couple days. Smelled straight up like butter popcorn. That's the best way I know to explain it. And I know that's not unusual, I suppose. I've talked to other people about it, people who are on testosterone, or I've talked to cis men about it. Sometimes your pee smells like popcorn, like butter. I don't know how to explain it. It was a very strong smell. Started sweating a lot, like a lot, on my face, in my armpits, on my knees. What? That doesn't even make sense. I was already pretty sweaty, but I had nothing like this. Nothing like this. I talked to my doctor about it, and they prescribed me a very strong antiperspirant that is just incredible. It's incredible. It's called Drysol. I can maybe include a picture here. Oh God, I don't want to make more work for my editing self. That has helped so much, just with the amount of sweat that I've been getting. Something I wanted to talk about also going into these changes on testosterone is like, I didn't come out to everyone at work. I didn't really see a need to, and also part of it is like I let the people know that are closest to me, like my managers, my direct coworkers that I work with the most every day. I let them know, plus I was just excited to tell them. It's fun to hear from them what they notice as well. But there are some people who, like, I guess the biggest thing is like, I was away from work for a while because of my surgery, and then at the same time I was, just starting testosterone, so there were a few changes that had happened since I came back, and I got a lot of questions. Where were you? What happened? Are you okay? Are you sick? And that was a question I got a few times. They thought I was sick because my voice was getting a little deeper. And my answer would depend on mostly how much time I had to explain things, because it's a lot to cover in small talk. I could say, oh, I got surgery. Oh my God, are you okay? Yeah, I had to get it because I was bleeding out. Oh my God, what? What? Oh yeah, I got a hysterectomy. What's that? Also, I started testosterone. Huh? So it's a lot. It's a lot to cover, and I've had to find ways to shorten my answer in a way that didn't feel like I was lying to them, but also, like, I'm totally open to talk about these things. It's just a matter of like, how much time do I have to explain this to you in a way that's not going to take up so much time? And also, it's just a lot. That's why I've been making these videos too, is like, I can just be like, hey, I made a video about this. If you want to hear about it, here you go. Sometimes my answer will be, oh, I just took a really long vacation. That's crazy to say. I've also said, oh, I've started taking a medicine that makes my voice deeper. That's true. I have. I said, oh, I got a hysterectomy, or oh, I had to get a surgery, but it's okay now. Just shortened ways of saying these things, but sometimes I'll say, yeah, I actually started testosterone and my voice is getting deeper now. And some people who knew were like very excited for me, and some people that didn't know were like, huh? A big reason why I didn't tell some people at work, or a lot of people at work, is I didn't want every interaction with them to be them looking for changes. I don't want to walk up to someone and them like try to see if I'm growing facial hair, or like looking at my body any kind of way, or I don't want to talk to someone and them not even listen to me because they're focused on me physically, which at a certain point I'm not going to be able to control that anymore. But for those first initial stages of like transitioning, I felt like it's easier. The people who did know, it was exciting when that happened because they would talk to me about it. They'd say, oh, I see a little bit of hair right here, or oh my gosh, your voice is so much deeper, this is crazy, or your face looks different. I've gotten that before. I've gotten that my face looks a little bit more like different. I don't know. I haven't changed my hair. I'm not letting my facial hair grow out. I'm sure it would be very patchy if I did. I still very much look like I did before, and I'm still the same goddamn person. So I'm not expecting people to notice too much of a change, at least at first. I expect once I get top surgery, I think I'll probably embrace my more masculine features. Maybe I'll cut my hair shorter. Not sure yet, but until I get top surgery, I think I'm gonna hold off on a lot of those things just because I feel like I shouldn't talk about top surgery. I feel like I shouldn't talk about my chest dysphoria this early because it is still a sensitive subject for me. I'll talk about it in another video, trust. Okay, so acne. Yes, acne has been happening to me. I've been getting lots of it, and not in ways that I expected. Not so much on my face, although I definitely get it on my face, but on my chest, on my shoulders, on my back, for sure, on my legs, and yes, on my face, but not as much. For acne, I can recommend a few things that have really helped me. I will include photos of what I use. I was recommended this body wash. So use the body wash, use this like long, I think it's like a Japanese washcloth. It has been incredible. Literally the next day I noticed a difference. I use it every time I shower, and it's perfect to get my back and my legs, my chest. It just like, it just improves everything so much. As far as for my face, I use 3 products. I'll put pictures of them again. I had to label them because I've never had a skincare routine before. I just do it kind of as I remember, and it helps a lot. Also, it just makes me feel better when I do it. That's what's worked for me. I don't know if it'll work for everyone because skin types and all those kind of things, but those have helped me so much. Oh my gosh, body hair. Absolutely body hair. That's part of the reason why I've been calling this my werewolf transformation, is because I've been just getting hair everywhere. I take testosterone in the gel form. I apply the gel on my upper thighs because it's like a big space that I can apply it to. So my upper legs have been getting a lot of darker, thicker hair. Kind of imagine like if you're a cis woman and you have hairy legs, you probably notice that your lower legs have more hair than your upper legs. Like your thighs are gonna have like thinner, like lighter hair. Okay, imagine the hair on your lower legs on your upper legs, and that's pretty much the difference. I've been getting hair on my like stomach, which is really cool. I was really excited about that. I stopped shaving my armpits like years ago. That has not changed. The hair on my armpits hasn't changed at all. Facial hair, so I'm getting hair growth here. and up to here. And honestly, I've always had hair that grows like here and here. But the difference now is that this hair is thicker, it's fuller, and it grows in like every day. Like it's so fast. It's so fast. Also hair right here. And then it grows in from like here on the sides of my face. So if I let it grow out for like a week, then I will have like bits of hair all like here and here, which is really crazy to see. It's really crazy. I do shave it currently, but I can't wait to let it grow out in like maybe a year or two. I'm excited for facial hair, you guys. I'm so excited. Oh yes, I do want to include a part about bottom growth. If you don't want to hear about my private parts, skip ahead. Do it. Honestly, nothing to report though. A lot of people that are on testosterone experience growth that happens downstairs. I have not, as far as I know, experienced anything. People have said that like that's the first thing they notice is like sensitivity or like any sensation down there. Honestly, no, I don't think so. Sorry if you were looking forward to hearing about that. I'm okay talking about it, but if you don't want to hear about it, totally understand. I can talk about that more later too in another video, but there's nothing to report, so whatever. Oh my gosh, so my mood has been interesting. It's like oh my gosh. So yes, I do not cry anymore. That's not true. I cry. So a big change is it's a lot harder to cry. It's so much harder. I still cry sometimes, but I used to cry like once or twice a day, easily, and it could be for any reason. Now, it's so rare. It's so rare. I don't even know the last time okay, I know the last time I cried. So now when I cry, it's not out of sadness. It's out of anger, happiness, frustration, which I guess would be with anger. I think I cry more from happy tears more than anything. The last time I cried was last week when I was on vacation and I was with my family and we were in this like beautiful building. There was someone playing a harp and they were playing a Star Wars song and it was so beautiful. I teared up. It was beautiful. That's the last time I cried. And when I cry, it's not like tears running down my face anymore. It's like a buildup. It's really crazy. It's like I can feel it pressing against my eyes, if that's the only way I know how to explain it. Like it's like, and even though I can feel the tears, maybe one will come out, and that's if I push. Like it's so crazy to talk about. It's hard to cry. It has to be something really, really big for me to cry now, and I've saved so much time and energy not being able to cry. Anxiety attacks don't happen really anymore. Maybe 1 or 2 since last year, which is so incredible. I did have my first panic attack, but that's because I like overbooked myself and I should have seen that coming. I'm very happy with the fact that I no longer like cry as much. I've also found ways to sort of release the feeling of needing to cry. I've talked to my friends about this as well. It's like working out has helped with that. If I'm really angry or really stressed or really upset about something, I'll just go work out, and that helps so much. Another thing that's helped, I had a friend recommend this, to sort of go through the motions of crying without actually crying. So making the same noises and the same faces, as silly as that may seem, it stimulates those, like, I don't know, it gives me the same sort of like relief as if I were actually crying. And sometimes that helps me to actually cry. So if you are needing that, I mean, I will say crying is good for you, but maybe not as much as I did in the past. Like I said before, those are things that have helped me so much. Also, I know I should be working out. I'm on testosterone. I would be so hot. I'm too lazy for that. I do work out every now and then, and I would like to build more muscle. I need to commit to that. and that's not something I'm doing right now. I will say when it comes to like my body, there are some things that have changed. Like on testosterone, you're not gonna like grow 3 inches taller. Your shoe size is not gonna change. Maybe. Like there's a very small chance that those things, like that you're gonna change in that way. I'll say like, I think my fingers have grown in size. A lot of my rings don't fit anymore on the fingers that they used to. So I've held off on wearing rings for a bit, and then I'll like maybe buy new ones. My socks have gotten smaller. I don't know if that's my feet growing or my skin texture changing to the way they're just like, my skin is thicker. That can happen. My clothes, I mean, I've also been just gaining weight in general, so a lot of my clothes don't fit the same anymore. So that could be testosterone, that could just be like life happening. But I do need a new wardrobe, so that is very apparent. Oh, I should also note that my dosage of testosterone has gone up. I started on 2 pumps of gel a day, and then around January I had an appointment and my levels were looking good, and so I was able to go up 1 or 2 pumps, and I decided on 1 just because I want my transition to go a little bit slower so the changes are more gradual. So I'm on 3 pumps of testosterone a day. Will I switch to injections? I'm not sure. I haven't really thought about it. I know that if I did, I think changes would be very apparent to me. Like I would feel them instantly, and I would probably look a lot different if I were on injections, I would say. So everyday interactions with strangers, people at work, it's very interesting because I know I look like I used to before, and so I get clocked as a woman all the time. And a lot of people, when they come up to me, they will, you know, if they're talking to their kids or to each other, they'll say, oh, she might know where this is, or let's give this item to her, or whatever. But as soon as I start talking, sometimes I'll get a little bit of a hesitation, like, your voice is deeper than I expected. Or maybe they think I'm sick, I don't know, and they want to kind of like back up, I don't know. I've also gotten both sir and ma'am while I'm at work, especially if my hair's up. I'll get a mix of both sometimes. I think that's really funny. I don't really care. I mean, when it comes to talking to people every day, strangers, whatever, obviously I'm not going to tell them I'm trans. I'm not going to be like, actually, you should be using they them pronouns for me. The most I'm going to get is a hate crime if I do that, so I'm not going to do that. I do have a name tag with my pronouns on it. Sometimes people see it and they respect it, whatever. I'm not going to take it personally. Now, if it's someone who is working with me every day, or someone I'm close to, or someone I've known for a long time, I'm going to be like, they, them. Oh yeah, something that I wanted to talk about as well is like, there have been a lot of laws introduced, a lot of bathroom bans, things happening, and that's been really stressful to sort of navigate. I'm from North Carolina, and you know, when I'm checking maps and like looking at news and things like that, I think about like when I used to live in the South and how different things would be if I was still living there. But it's also like, you know, when I go and visit family, I think about what bathroom I should use. Every time I use a public restroom, there's always a hesitation, and it's more of like, I don't want to deal with the hassle of people. Like, when I'm in the bathroom, don't talk to me, first of all. So I don't want people to be like, are you sure? Like, do you know you're in the... And like, I don't even want that. I don't even want that. So I typically, when I use a public restroom, I go into the women's room and I don't say anything. I try not to talk to anyone, because if they hear my voice, that might be, you know, there's people in stalls, whatever. Once I cut my hair, I might start using the men's room. I've used the men's room before and it's been fine. I mean, like, it's really no big deal. Usually it's empty anyway. When I'm at work, I always use the bathrooms in the back rooms because I just don't want to deal with it. But it is unfortunate when like those are full to use like the public restrooms, then it's like, which one do I use? It's so much of a mental thing and it really shouldn't fucking matter. I always go through this thought process of like, what's gonna get me the least amount of interactions from people? Because if I go into the men's room, is someone gonna talk to me? Is someone gonna, like, whatever. If I go into the women's room, are people gonna be like, I thought they weren't a woman. Like, who cares? I just have to pee. First of all, it's also just stressful thinking about it because, like, my future, what does that hold? You know, I have to start thinking about these things. Like, is it worth it to legally change my name and my pronouns on documents? Do I want to get stopped in TSA? Do I want to get touched by people and patted down for no reason? Is it worth it to change all of these things, you know, my medical records, my legal records, do all of these things, and then I still have to deal with, okay, but what are you biologically or whatever, you know, like there's always going to be someone who's like gonna need that information. You know, there's so many things to update that you don't think about. All of your subscriptions, all of your, you know, your pharmacist, your doctor, whoever, like, it's so overwhelming just to even think about. Of course, I want to change my name legally, and of course, I want to make everything the same as much as I can, like, across all of my information, but I'm afraid to right now, and, like, I have the privilege, and I'm okay with waiting if it means less interactions with people, less holdups, less delays, less explaining, all that shit. It's just frustrating. And then also to think about, I don't think I have to worry about this because I live in California, but what if my access to testosterone was taken away? Like, I have to be on a hormone, and my body doesn't, like, my body rejects estrogen. Like, it just does not work well with estrogen. So if I were being forced to detransition or forced to go back on estrogen, I would be really sick. Like, how would that work, you know? I feel like the people that make these bans or, like, are thinking about these whatever aren't fully thinking about what that really affects. Like, what is the real issue here? I'm just... sorry, I'm not as, like, eloquent as I want to be about this stuff. I'm mostly just annoyed, which I think is valid. I feel like it's important to talk about how I feel during this time, transitioning, during this time specifically. I've also gotten comments from people at work being like, this is crazy. I had someone basically be like, you're next, when it comes to, like, rights being taken away, and I'm like, thanks. I know. Is that really everything? Oh my gosh. So I forgot to talk about when my voice first started changing, my voice was squeaking all the time. And it still does. Like, I have voice cracks and stuff, which is hilarious. But especially those first few months, oh my gosh, it was so funny. I noticed first that I couldn't use my customer service voice anymore. Like, I used to use a really high voice when I spoke to customers. Couldn't do that anymore. Then my voice would crack every time I tried to, like, project my voice. That was hilarious. I did have people making fun of me for it, but I just, like, enjoyed every second because it's working. Like, the testosterone's working. My voice is getting deeper. My voice is changing. It's so much fun. As far as, like, I don't think I can go back into my original voice. I think, it takes a lot of stress to do that, to even try to get up that high. I can talk pretty low, especially when I'm, like, talking softly or to someone who's right next to me. My voice gets at its lowest, and I get more comments on it. This is a little bit, like, I don't know. This is where I usually talk to people now, and there's more of a bass to my voice. I feel it more in my chest. I feel it rumble right here, which I love. I also feel like my vocal cords might be thicker. I feel that. But yeah, those are mostly all of the changes that I've dealt with. If I think of anything else, I'll probably add them into my next video. Who knows when that will be. But there are a lot of things I want to talk about, and I've gotten some requests for topics to cover in other videos. So if you have any of those, let me know. But yeah, that's mostly it. I think I'll end it here. I'm so happy. Okay, time to get some food.